Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about how to move in Counter-Strike. Yeah, we're talking about pathing. Why is it important? What does any of this mean? Why do you care? You know, how does it change from map to map? Why you need to be doing it for me and my pugs. So I hope you guys appreciate it. Enjoy it. We'll get right into it. What do we mean by pathing? Pathing is just the route you take to the bomb site. What route you take dictates how your teammates should move. It dictates how effective you can be. Your pathing and routing should change based on what your teammates are throwing, what you're throwing, because you don't just simply do the same thing every single time, run in the same way every time, because things change, elements change. You're trying to exploit different things. Hey, what's up, guys? Gonna take you away from the video here real fast to talk to you about today's sponsor, CS Money. As many of you know, I've worked with them for a long time, and if you guys are unaware of what their site's about, they basically do fast trades and they have a marketplace. You can trade anything you want in the trade mode. They have super low prices that are lower than Steam. They got like a million skins, and if you want to buy or purchase something instead, you can always use PayPal or crypto as well for the marketplace. If you're looking to get rid of your skins or you're looking to move on some skins, they also have an instant sell feature as well, which is absolutely sick. So they've changed the prices recently to give better pricing on the instant sell as well. And if you're super into it, you can also look and buy for something brand new almost instantly on the spot. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, make sure you guys check out my link below that supports me. And without further ado, let's send you back into the video and I'll stop yapping. One of the main things to think about when you're pathing is how do you route yourself into the bomb site? And the most important thing is just the timing of it. How you path if you're the first person is different than how you path if you're the second person, the third person, the fourth, the fifth. You know, if you're the fifth, you're the guy throwing nades and you're just baiting everyone, so it doesn't really matter. You're just stationary. But so one thing that I like to do when I'm the first player going B for a B pop is I like to have 2 flashes, and usually this is like, I'm calling this, and I have like Tech 9 armor, 2 flashes, and I like to go out the window, jump down, give a glance to jail maybe, or like headshot, but really I'm actually trying to path and clear and look at the get right / cat player to swing across the site and to move that catwalk player's crosshair away from the windows, and also to create space by getting all the way over there. Even if there is a guy headshot that I don't see, he now has to account for me and move his positioning based on where I went. And so it allows my teammates to basically then converge on him from the other side. So from the first spawn, I like to run here, throw this flash out this window, then I bounce a flash off site, look back here, and then I come out and then I clear across site. The reason why I do this is, once again, so when you're flashing out the window, you're flashing site and you're checking this guy. And then when you're bouncing the second flash, it's actually flashing behind you for anybody on cat, so you can fight the catwalk guy. And then by the time you're getting over here, if the guy headshot stayed headshot, he's now stuck there. Or if he pathed back to empty, you're now swarming this guy, ideally with your own teammates throwing flashes over, and you have great timing. You've taken significant space for your team. You will be shocked at how much better some of your rushes and rounds will be if you just have better pathing and number of like player you are in the rush. Now, if you're like the second guy, and let's just say I have a teammate doing what I just showed you, another thing to consider when you're pathing, what gun do you have? If I have a Tech 9, there's a good chance I'm going to jump down and come with them. If he kills the cat player, then I'm going with him to swing the cat player. Maybe he already killed the cat player, and now I can actually come this way and we converge on the headshot guy or empty, or maybe I cut across the middle of the site. If I have a rifle, I then want to stay up top for a second, right? My teammate's going out there. He's going to maul the guy cat. Maybe I then come to Van, and while he's taking that space across and this guy's blind, I come over here and take a shot at the guy headshot, or I come out and fight with the early flashes and look for him here, clear out Van, and then we can pinpoint him and squeeze him at empty pillar, that kind of thing. This isn't just like, oh, I just do this and I only do this and I do this forever. No, what you do changes based on the weaponry you have and the spawn that you have on something just as simple as like a B rush or a B pop. Even leaving spawn, like your pathing is super important. Understanding and recognizing the spawn that you have allows and opens up things that you can do in each round. And basically it's really your starting point for like how you're going to map the round. If I have a front spawn for mid, maybe I want to go swing mid early if my teammate knows mid util. If he doesn't, he's a bot and I just flame him passively in my head because I'm a great teammate and I just go underpass. Or maybe I know with the front spawn here, I can maybe catch a timing on the B guy that just jump spots here every single round, and little Timmy just AFKs in his brain, and I can walk up and exploit a timing and catch him earlier than he expects. Recognizing where you spawn at the start of the round and how you want to use that spawn and path accordingly is super important. These are things to be thinking about every single round. These are not things that go away. Just like anything in Counter-Strike, it's a skill you have to gain. It's a skill you have to improve on. And if you've never thought about it before, it's going to take time for you to continuously think about it. So that way you could get better at it. That's just going to take time. That's all it is. And a big part of what I just mentioned with pathing is the space that it creates, right? If you're doing the pathing that I keep using for example for upper B, you're creating so much space for your teammates. Once again, because the guy bench either is going to fight you here and he's stuck here and your teammates can trade you, or he has to respect that you're crossing, but he's getting flashed from over the top. So he's sitting here and then he's blind and he has to duck. But if he knows, because you killed his teammate Cat, guess what? If you got to here and have a kill, what does this guy have to do? He can't just sit here and be like, only focus up to here. He's going to have to now worry about you over here. His teammate rotating, ideally he's smoked off, has to come over here and then either try to fight you on this side or come through the smoke on you. But you have him completely trapped, and you created that situation just by simply how you move. Now, another good example of what I'm talking about is we talked about this in the Mirage video where I told people about all the idiots that just love to go to Tetris and sit here. And I told you why that's dumb, because you're just wasting that pathing, you're wasting that timing, that spacing. Hopefully you're throwing the proper utility. So you either molly bench or sandwich it both. You can do things like effectively entry the guy like straight up under balk, or you could like look for the guy default, or you can path for this under balk and then path towards site, depending on where you think the player is. It's all relative to what you think the player or how the enemy is playing. If you effectively take this space, say you get over here and you kill the under balk guy, that opens up so much space for the rest of your team to come out of palace, to follow you up outside of ramp. If you kill the guy under balk or towards site, now you can effectively move towards spawn. To reiterate that video, you don't want to just sit in a bomb site. You want to have jungle, you want to have connector, or you want to have CT. You want to have one of those, because every little Timmy is just playing retake servers and has retaked Mirage a billion times. So you need to take some aspect away from them to be able to hold the bomb site. And how you entry into that bomb site and the space that you create while you do it will help set up even things like the post plant. And you just keep cascading all of your good decisions into one final round win. I figured I'd show you a couple more examples, so that way these are things hopefully there's a couple different unique concepts that are in these pathings that help you understand how to use it across other maps as well. So everybody's favorite, long. Everybody runs long, asks for flashes over, runs out. So you have a couple different options here, and it just depends on who you're playing against and what you like to do and what you're comfortable with. If you're higher level, a lot of people know how to smoke the doors and molly blue bin. If you're lower level, they might not. They're just trying to get a molly in the door. Something that you can do is, if you know that you can get to blue bin, getting to blue bin is incredibly strong, and you come out early and you sit here and you look for the fight here and you try to time the peak for when they cross. My personal favorite pathing is you just gun it to the corner. So you come out and your teammate is throwing flashes, and I will literally come out with a flash, bounce it off like that wall, and I will run down corner to try to look for an entry. Now that's a lot riskier, but these are different things you can think of, different options that you have. Another one, everybody runs off cat, right? You need to understand certain things. You need to run with your butt on the wall. And this is more to do with limiting the angles that you can be shot from, so you can progress properly, right? Like when you're coming up here, you want to be looking at the ramp, because this is most likely where you're going to be shot. If you're the front guy, you want to look here first, right? So if you're first, you'd want to be like here, and then you move your crosshair over. And then once you kind of get here, you're going to be kind of in this weird spot where you're going to need like teammates to either flash long, and if they aren't flashing long, you need to be ready to fight the guy here. Most people are stupid and will fight you on the ramp first. So if you can look for this early without giving the long corner guy a fight, that's really important. Obviously, there's going to be more util involved, hopefully, when you're doing this. But what's important is a lot of people do this. Like, don't be here. Being here is just death. You only want to do this if you know a guy's there and you can like exploit the timing, butt against the wall, be wide, progress here. And then once you get close to goose, then you come here, clear goose. And then don't do the classic let me peek long and take one extra gander and get shot by the op there. B tunnels is pretty straightforward, but there is different things you can do based on, once again, the util that's being thrown. Like if you know doors is going to be smoked, let's just say you're going like on a pop, you throw these flashes, whatever, you're throwing these flashes, your teammates are doing their things, don't throw the second one I just threw. And you're coming in and you have a couple options, right? If the door is smoked, something that's really good to do is just go wide, right? Go wide and clear this guy like this. Because what your second teammate can then do, because their pathing is going to be slightly different, is they can come here. Something that's really good is, well, the first guy's going out, or you have the first two guys go out across here, and then you have the third guy pick this up. So that way the third guy can trade anybody backside. And then once they get here, they might get contact with the guy car, and then he can try to trade the guy car. So you get give your teammates options. And when you're swinging wide like this with the door smoke, this guy has to respect that person going wide, right? And then if you're up top, you can't necessarily have the same crosshair placement for that player. Point is you need to sometimes, like on these rushes and places that you're going, you need to take the space with the timing as well. There's no worse feeling than having somebody smoke doors, everybody throws these flashes, and everybody's just sitting here jiggling. Nobody took any space. Then they start throwing flashes over the window. You're not even looking at car yet. Like, you don't know where to look. Just start taking space. Like, make a choice. How to exploit those timings, how to path appropriately based on the information that you have of where the other players are is super important and should be a constant thought in your mind. And CT side, you really get into a lot of scenarios where you have to retake areas from the T's. I'm just going to kind of like explain like a few different gunfights so I can explain what I mean to you, and hopefully it gives a better visual of what I'm exactly talking about. Something that happens a lot on Dust 2 is your teammates on B suck and they die and they lose the bomb site. You have to come and retake mid and outside of B and tunnels and the B bomb site itself. But especially when they mid to B, you always have to kind of clear out this area. So things that you like really want to do is like how you path it, right? And this kind of goes into crosshair placement and game, people love to just say like game sense in general, but you'd want to like hold window. But ideally, if you have a teammate with you, there's a good chance that somebody's lurking mid. You kind of want to like go wide. You want to go wide for some of these fights, and you kind of want to make sure that your teammates following up behind you. And the reason you want to go wide is because if you basically walk out and just like creep every single little angle, if the T decides to take a fight with you, depending on if he gets good timing or not, or depending on where he's standing, the chances of him killing you instantly and your teammate not be able to trade you is really high. You want to swing wide because it's moving their crosshair further away from the center of their screen, which means when your teammate follows up behind you, hopefully he doesn't have a complete meltdown and he trades you. If I know the player is not likely in this cubby, but say he's close left mid double doors, when I'm walking up here, like, do I want to just like walk up like this? No, he's going to see me and he's going to bop me. I want to get close to the door and then I want to swing out. And then ideally my teammate will kind of be trailing behind me as well. And what will happen is if I walked up, then he can't have as good of a reaction time to kill me. And then even if he does, I moved his crosshair over here while my teammate follows up and then clears out the guy close. Pathing is in everything that we do, and understanding how we move with intention and creating different space for our teammates is super important. Just because you ran in first and die for your teammate doesn't make you a good teammate. You can run in and die first badly. If I walk up like this and I just like walk clear the door, or if I just walk into this guy and he just bops me instantly because he's pre-aimed well and sitting on the angle, that's not good. I didn't do something good for my teammate. I didn't do my teammate a favor. If anything, I got this guy's adrenaline pumping and he's going to just rip my teammate a new one. And then you're just sitting there salty because you just pathed like an idiot and gave this guy a free kill and didn't do anything to actually set up your teammate. It's a constant effort. It's a constant battle. Another great example is like B is a terrible bomb site to retake. So what a lot of people have to do, unfortunately, and something you got to, this isn't complicated pathing, but you got to just run out. Like if you know the guy's car and you don't stop here and fight him. Don't do this, right? Because now your teammate can't come through the window with you. You need to go out. You need to go out so that way your teammate can now stand exactly where you were, just block the window, and you can both shoot at the guy car. And there's a good chance that if there's a lot of people here, you're gonna die. So that's why you see a lot of pros literally do stuff like this, where they try to basically duck into cover and they're just trying to be incredibly mobile. So that way their teammate can then hear the shots, maybe shoot the guy at car, or maybe the guy's big box, or maybe he's tunnels. Your pathing and setting up your teammate for success is also part of being a good entry and understanding and having good pathing. If you enjoyed this pathing video, this little movement guide, whatever you want to call it, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Leave a comment down below on a similar video if you'd like something like this, something you'd like me to cover. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next one.